So today we are going to personalize your Chrome browser in order for it to meet your personalized needs. So a couple of things I want to walk you through. Up here we have new tab. You can right click and get some more features. So one of the things I absolutely depend on most of my life is reopen close tab because I get a little click happy and I need to reopen some tabs that I just closed out on accident. The other thing that you can do is if I keep opening tab after tab after tab and I go to various things, I can right click on a tab and now I've got these other options. I could duplicate, I could pin the tab. Pin the tab is so nice. Say I'm in my email. What happens then is that it pins it over here on the side and it doesn't close. You notice that the X is gone now. So that is, once again, a helpful feature. I use it for my mail and my calendar when I need to have those open at all times, but I don't want it to take up too much space. Another thing in the right click is close all tabs to the right or close other tabs. So if you want to go ahead and shut all of those down, fabulous. Next thing to personalize, if I go into a place like YouTube all the time, every day, all day, I can choose to bookmark by using my star up here. Little helpful tip, because you're limited on your real estate on the Chrome browser, you can take away the YouTube, okay, and then what you'll end up with over here are just little icons when you take away the words. Okay, so I'm going to actually not do that right now, but other thing you can do is add a lot of extensions. So right now I'm using Screencastify. You can see that the record button is up. A lot of extensions to use. To manage those, you're going to choose the triple scoop, as I like to call it. Go down here to More Tools and go into Extensions. So sometimes you add something, you don't really want it. You can go over there and you can enable, disable, delete, see what the details are, see what the permissions are. I have a extension on that's called Extensity that it allows me to turn on and off some of those extensions, and I've talked about those favorite extensions in another blog post that I recently just did. But you can go ahead and check the box or check the icon that you want to have up and running. And as you can see, it's populating more and more up on the top for the ones that I am using. Another way to personalize, if you click up in here, I have a lot of Gmails, so I can add all of these Gmails, but I don't cross hairs with my Gmail accounts by adding them from in here. Okay, so if I have my Gmail, it looks like it's not letting me do it anymore, so that's fantastic. Can also go over here into the settings. So I really encourage my teachers to make sure that the sync is on. You always want to have the sync on, so then that way it saves your bookmarks, it saves your history, and all of that good stuff. Now down here on the appearance, I have it set to the home button for Chrome apps. So if I were to hit the home button, it would then take me to my apps grid. You can also do that by clicking up here on apps. Going back into our settings, let's go back. I can also choose down below on the startup, continue where you left off, open a new tab page, or specific set pages. To personalize this, I suggest to my students that if they are checking their mail, their Google Classroom, or as a teacher, you have your gradebook set up. So I could say open on a specific set of pages. Once I do that, anytime that I'm opening Chrome on this device, then I will have those specific pages open. It's great for if you need to jump from classroom to classroom as a high school teacher and you don't want to waste time checking and setting things up every single time. So that's one of the ways that I have used these personalization features. You can also go into the advanced if you so choose. Okay, and you can go into some of these other settings. Accessibility, I know some of our students like to go in and set the accessibility features on for themselves. So they can make the mouse larger, they can have it zoom in when they need to, things of that sort. Also up here in settings, you can change the appearance. So if I wanted to go in and change the themes, I could go into the web store and I could choose some fun, funky themes, or scary for that matter. I can also customize the fonts. So if I wanted to have it larger, okay, so I'm going to take it up a notch or down. Okay, and I want the minimum font size to at least be a 10 or maybe even a 12, depending on the screen that I'm working on. And then you can also just change it to whatever font that you want. So let's see here. We'll just change that and make sure that you change anything else that you want to while we're over here. Probably not wingdings because that would just be a hot mess now, wouldn't it? Okay. But those are all things that you can change and personalize in your Chrome browser. And lastly, what I always suggest when you're personalizing your Chrome browser is to make sure that you are going into your history, all the way back in here to history, and you're clearing your browsing data a lot because here's the thing, I probably just cleared it out about 5 days ago. I'm already up to the thousands with my browsing history because I'm looking at a lot of things, I'm downloading. So I would change it to beginning of time, clear the browsing data, and go from there.